Well, this video is just going to be me complaining. You know, it's one of those things, I know we all have these days. I've been holding on to this Chevy truck for about a year and a half, I think. The whole idea was I was saving the LS motor and transmission. The truck's all rotted out, but it's got 120,000 miles on it, and I fired it up on some starting fluid, and it fired right up, and the motor sounded really good. I was assuming that the fuel pump went out or whatever because there was a fuel delivery problem. It wouldn't stay running, you know, so. I figured that's probably it. You know, the truck just rotted away, and they finally stopped wanting to put money into it. So I'm like, well, whatever. I'll take the truck, and I've been taking some parts off it here and there. And I've been holding on to that motor and transmission for, like I said, a little over a year. Well, today, it's like Father's Day. I'm like, really nothing to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something that's been driving me nuts. I'm sick of looking at this truck. I'm going to go ahead and pull the nose off and pull this motor out. And this truck needs to go to the junkyard. So that was my plan. So I took the time. I actually used the walker mower. I pulled it over into the garage. I started taking the nose off, as you can see. The nose is now in my dump trailer because I have another load of metal that's going to be going to the scrapyard as well. And as you can see, the motor is still in there. Well, the motor's still in there because when I went to go and drain the antifreeze, I found out that what was in there was about half full, and it was all water, nasty. I saw nothing, no lubricity at all from the antifreeze in it. And this truck sat over the winter. So guaranteed that water inside the block has frozen. There's a good chance it's probably cracked the block, cracked the heads, cracked something. On top of that, the fact that it had no antifreeze in it, it only had water, leads me to believe that there was an overheating problem or a head gasket blown or something else in this motor that probably is the reason why it became off the road. So rather than dealing with that, as it is, the block's a steel block and it's kind of a little flaky, rusty, more rusty than I would like for a motor that you're going to take out and put in something else. I'm not going to take it apart and make a project out of it. I've already got one of those 5.3s over on the motor stand that I'm redoing. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to junk this truck, finally. And I said to myself, you know what, this is great because this gives me a chance to use this trailer. This is my buddy's trailer. He's doesn't really keep up on it maintenance-wise or nothing. It's got no battery, but it's got a winch, okay? So you can connect up some jumper cables to it and you can run the winch. No problem. I said, you know what? That's great because for the longest time, there was this set of jumper cables in the back of this truck behind the seat with this connector on it, okay, that you can connect and disconnect, and it goes into the front of the grill. It was disconnected. I went and actually took the time the other day and I said, you know what, this is going to be so great. It's got the plug on the front. You can plug it in when you need to jump something. The reason I wanted to do it mostly is a lot of times my dump trailer would run out of battery. Okay, so now I have this. I can plug it in. It's really long cables. And I said, this would be a perfect time to use this winch. Sure enough, I winch it on. Everything's all set. I started tying the truck down. Well, I start smelling an electrical smell. I go and feel these cables, and the cables are hot. I come over here, it's smoking. The goddamn, you can see the plastic melting here. This wire here was smoking like really hot, almost red hot. The truck died. That's what made me realize there was something wrong. As you can see here, it melted the plastic, melted the connector out of place. You know, I've been driving this truck for 6 months with these cables, holding on to them, dealing with having to jump things the old way, carry a portable battery charger. Finally took the time, went and put those cables in, mounted them all up so I could use them whenever I need to, you know, got it all nice and connected in here, all fused and everything, which apparently the fuse didn't blow, but I got this bolted onto the bumper, plugged it in, and it worked great. It was working great until, for whatever reason, the winch must have internally shorted out because it started drawing and drawing so much without me pushing the button on the winch that it killed the truck. I thought it ran out of gas. I went to go restart it, and that's when I noticed the smoke and everything was going on. So I disconnected the cables. I let it sit for like a minute, and the battery came right back. it was literally drawing all the power right out of my battery and just turning this into a soldering iron basically and heating up these cables. So after all this time, I finally do what I think I'm going to do, and I don't get the motor. So I've been holding on to this motor, this truck for all this whole time, thinking I'm going to get a nice drivetrain out of it. So I'm like, whatever, I don't do that. I did this, you know, finally get those things hooked up, figuring, hey, that'll be great. Now I can use the winch whenever I want, use the trailer. I've kind of been waiting to do that until I connected that because I knew he didn't have a battery on the winch. I didn't want to deal with it. This is nice, right? Just plug it in. So now I'm left with this mess. I got these wires that I got to disconnect before they short out because now I'm worried about that. And then I got this truck that's on the trailer ready to go to the junkyard that I literally just held on to for a year and a half, and all I'm going to get is junk value, which luckily the prices are up. I think I'll get probably $300-400 for it or something. As you can see, it looks like the frame is broken right in half. Pretty rusty. I don't see exactly where the frame is broken, but it's got to be. But yeah, gas tank's falling out of it. Thing's quite a mess. But yeah, no, that's it for this video, guys. Just want to say thank you to any of the new subscribers I've gotten recently. I haven't had a video up in a couple of weeks. I figured I'd just check in, let you know what I was up to. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It's Sunday, and maybe you get a laugh out of this. I'm sure you guys have had these type of days where it just, you know, you plan for everything and it goes exactly the opposite. I would have been better off just doing nothing. You know, you end up negative for the day. So this is the truck that I painted with Rust-Oleum paint. Still holding up good. I think I've washed it twice. And yeah, thing's been working all season. Pulling the dump trailer. It was going to just be for a backup plow truck is why I had it. And then I ended up painting it and using it this year, and it's been making me money every day. So anyways, that's it for this. Soon I'll have some new videos. I got a lot of projects that are going to be started soon. The season starts to slow down in the summer. I'd rather be inside the shop than out in the sun. So I got a mess in the shop. A lot of things I've been doing, but I want to start with cleaning everything up, getting everything in order before I start on to the next project. So got a lot of power equipment I got to go through, you know, oil I got to get rid of. You know how it is. Stuff just piles up, and got to do a little summer cleaning. But all right, guys, have a good one. Again, happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there.